Hello and welcome back. You came here to learn the vertical 8 and the Maya, or one or the other, yes. And hopefully you've already done the regular figure 8 and the reverse figure 8. There are videos if you want to do that one. And please be aware of the belly dance posture. I'm not going to go over it right now, but you do need it for essentially all of the different videos, just to make sure, keep yourself in check and in a safe position to do the moves. Okay, so we're going to start off with the vertical figure 8. Okay, that looks like this, and it's moving upward. So if you imagine an infinity sign in front of your hips, and it's just drawing up and up and up and up. Okay, for the regular figure 8, you have that symbol on the floor going around your feet. For this one, this is happening basically internally. You're staying in your round, you're not breaking out to the front or to the back. There's like nothing happening here, where for the regular figure 8 you clearly go behind and in front of you, but for the vertical one you're not. Okay, so if I were to do it like here, there's very little movement that you would be able to observe from the side, whereas if you're in front, you can see that there's something happening. Yeah? Okay, now I am well aware that this move often gets created bigger by lifting the heels off the floor, which is totally, which is perfectly fine, and we do it a lot. But in order to learn the move, I would suggest you keep your heels on the floor, because that way you learn the difficult part first, and then you can always move into the easier one by lifting off your heels. If you find it tricky to keep your heels on the floor, lift your toes off the floor, and it will prevent you from getting your heels off the floor. Okay, so just a little tip there. Nothing wrong if you do take your heels off the floor, but for the dynamic of the move, I would suggest you learn it with your heels on the floor first. So what we need for this one is the lift. Yeah, so that's really important to know the lift, which is, we also have a video on that one. Not to be confused with the snap, because obviously that has a different feel to it, but it's the same motion. You want to keep it internally, it's not going anywhere else, it's just stacked onto your skeleton. Okay, now the other thing is we need a variation of the slide. Okay, but the slide is not going sideways out, you are kind of going down, you're sliding down with it. So you need your knees nice and soft as always, and as you lift one side up, the other one is now sliding somewhat downward into the corner there. Whereas for the regular figure 8 and the reverse figure 8, we are twisting so that we can start the loop. On here, we're twisting, not twisting, but we're like kind of creating a diagonal going this way by drawing up on one side and the other one down to slide out. Okay, but what we don't want to do is slide here, because then we're forgetting the loop. Okay, so we want to create the loop. So you're drawing up, you're sliding your hip. All my weight now is on this side here, and from here you want to bring it up to the side and higher, so you can see that now we created this diagonal here, and then pushing out towards the corner down to then create a loop coming up again. Can you see how this is changing every time? Yeah, just like the twist for the regular figure 8. Drawing up one side, creating the diagonal, pushing more into it, bringing it up in a loop, so you're really kind of creating a little loop here. Yes, and from there you're then going down this way and you're creating a loop here. All the while you're keeping it completely in one line. Okay, so I'm not doing any of this. I'm not going out here at all. It is from here, it's going up and up, Can you see how this is not moving? Up and up and up and up. Okay, so drawing up, bringing it down, bringing it a little further down, bringing it out and up. This one comes down. Now you're here, very awkward position, bringing it in, bringing this down, bringing it up and around. Okay, so your middle point to think of is your belly button basically. Okay, so you're trying to pulling everything into the middle, everything into the middle. Okay, so you're pushing out and over, out and over. So you're going down, bringing it up, swoop, down, bringing it up, swoop. Okay, but it is a continuous movement. So you're going down and up, down and up, down and up, and down and up. Okay, shake it out. Make sure that you are in your belly dance posture, that you're tucked under, so that you don't end up with your lower back unprotected, and then you kind of end up with something weird like that. Okay, that's the vertical figure 8. Once you've mastered this without taking your feet off the floor, you can now, as you push up, you can help, but I'm not pushing from the floor up. Okay, you are using your muscles to make this move happening. Okay, you should be able to do this without the help of your foot on the floor. Okay, if you do this, hold on to something. I don't want you falling over. Okay, but that's what is really important to keep in mind, because if you're learning it with the heel off the ground and you're using the floor to help you up, then you're learning it unfortunately wrong, and you have different dynamics to it, and that will not be beneficial to you later on when you're combining moves and dance with others in the group. Okay, so once you've got this, you can add by lifting one heel at a time of the lifting hip. So as I'm still the same motion, but as I'm coming up, I'm now bringing it further up by giving more range by lifting the heel. Otherwise, I can't go that high because obviously my feet are on the floor. It gives a completely different feel to the move. Now it can either be really gooey like this, depending on the music, and then if it's something more elevated, then you can, bring it all the way up here. Take care that once you add the hips, that you don't fall into this trap. Also nice move, but it's not really a clean vertical 8, okay? That would be included with a twist. And if that's the look that you're after, by all means do that, but just know the difference, because you're the one who's telling your body what to do. You're the one in control. So if what you're trying to achieve is this, then you need to make sure that you don't do this. All right? If that's what you want to do, you do that. You do you. Okay? Right. So that's the vertical figure 8. Now we're going into the Maya, which is one of my favorite moves actually. It's the same move, but it's the other way around. The way that I remember the difference between the two of them is that the Maya obviously goes down because the vertical goes up, but I'm imagining the McDonald's sign. So it's like it's coming from the inside up, so it's like going over. That's for me anyway how it works. So it's going over and down. That's for me, because McDonald's started with an M and the Maya bagel. So for me it's like the McDonald's sign, okay? So same kind of move, but we go up and over. For this one, you do keep your heels on the floor most of the time. You can do this, especially if you are traveling, but most of the time you want the Maya to be gooey and contained and mysterious. Another M there, okay? So what you want to do, same principle, you're drawing up, but instead of now as going up and over, we are going over and under, okay? With your heels on the floor, if they come off, lift your toes, okay? So you're drawing up, you're going over and out and down. Complete that motion so that this hip is already ready. Complete the whole loop before you start on the other side. Otherwise, you're missing part of the move and then it's not a Maya anymore. You really need to go for the whole infinity symbol. Really completing all of it. The Maya is mostly done quite slow because it's a mysterious gooey kind of move. Doesn't mean that you can't do it fast, you can. But really it's more effective if you're doing it nice and slow to the music. Okay, so the Maya goes down, 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 down. Again, it stays here. Very boring from the side. We're not twisting our hips, okay? It stays all here. It's all happening from inside, going up, over, down. I'm not going very far. There's a bit of a slide there, but only as far as you can then round it out again, okay? If I were to add the heels, now you would be using it same way as you lift, your heel comes off to give it more depth. So you can do this, but it's a very different feel from this, okay? So, vertical with heels on the floor, my recommendation to start off with, and then the easier option, because it is easier lifting your heels off. But in order to get the control of the move, I would recommend keeping your heels down. Maya, heels down, with heels lifted. Okay, shall we do just the regular without the heels off the floor to some music? Yes, let's do it.